This is a video about my experiences at Mungo's Recovery College going remote because of the lockdown. And it consists of answers to 6 questions which have been asked of various students. Question 1. Tell us about your experience at the Recovery College moving online. Well, it's been a mixed experience because I have got not a very good connection, mainly having to rely on my phone. There is technically Wi-Fi here, but I'd have to move my things out into the corridor and so on, and even then I often can't get it. And that has limited what I can do on the one hand. On the other hand, it has meant that I've had to learn how to use my phone as I'm doing now. Also, the phone reception has been in and out, tends to be much worse when we've got all these problems with the weather and it's a bit rainy at the moment, and when it gets rainy and windy. And that's why when there was an attempt this morning to record this via the app called Zoom, it just failed. It just kept on going in and out. Sometimes it's fine. This time it was hopeless, and so now I've had to do it this way. Moving on to the second question, what has surprised you about the Recovery College moving online? Well, it's surprised me that it's been able to do this, and in some ways to expand what it was offering. So it's been offering things like making something for YouTube, and this will be incidentally uploaded to that class because I've got to get something done this week. And it has had some debate courses, and we've had participation as far away as some assistants helping in Sweden, but also from other recovery colleges like Bristol, people whom we wouldn't ordinarily get to meet and share things with. So that's been useful. We're learning about kind of blended learning and online learning. That's something that we hadn't really learned that much about before, and have had to develop better mastery of phones. There have been some hitches. I know some people have only have a basic dumb phone. They still haven't got a smartphone delivered to them to help them participate in the courses. But it has been good also in some other ways, like we've had some longer YouTube things to go through for the debate sessions. Previously they had to be much shorter, so in some respects things have been going into more depth. Question number 3, what will you take away from the experience of the Remote Recovery College? Well, I'll take away a mixture of satisfaction at learning some things and frustration that the connectivity is still so poor in this country. It was much better as the digital inclusion guy, James Carroll, said when he was teaching English in South Korea 7 years ago, there where you had all this super duper Wi-Fi, etc., even on the top of mountains, great reception. We've got a long way to go, and hopefully this will kick up the backside to move things on a bit. Number 4, how has the move online developed your existing skills or helped you learn new skills? Well, it's helped it a bit, but I've been having to, especially with some of the things I've related in my previous answers, and using my phone much better, I guess, especially. I wouldn't have done any of that before. So learning those skills, which I think are increasingly important. It has also encouraged me to do research, use things like YouTube, which I hadn't used much before. And so I've been picking up some of these digital skills. There's some things that, because I haven't really got a proper functioning PC that is good enough for it. I haven't been able to do that effectively, such as some of the design courses and some of the art courses, because I've can't get much in the way of materials. There's upsides and downsides. Have been able to do some of the meditation in a different way, and also using the apps. So moving on to number 5, how has the continuance of the recovery college affected your experience of lockdown? Well, it has helped it, I think, quite a bit, because otherwise things would be more isolated. It's been combined with also 1 or 2 other organisations doing 1 or 2 things, but the recovery college has done by far the most. I still remain frustrated by lockdown, and I want to end as soon as possible. Number 6, what was your initial reaction when you heard that the recovery college was moving online, and how do you feel now? Well, my initial reaction was one of, oh well, and that's interesting, and it's a bit of a nuisance. I'd like to be in the college myself. And I now feel, well, okay, we've learned some things through this process, and it has moved on ahead, the idea of like blended learning and so on, and many of us pushed for these things beforehand. We were told, well, there wasn't the budget, but hopefully now we can have blended learning as a permanent thing, so that you can, for example, you can dial into a debate, whether you're in Bristol or whether you're just around the corner, or attend in person. That would really broaden things out. Or even if you're, say, abroad, and doing things via the internet, so it can now go global in a good way. I hope that's answered all the questions. I'm going to end this now.